Welcome to turning a moment into a movement.
This little light of mine, I'm gon' let it shine. I'm gon' let it shine. This little light of mine, this little light of mine, I'm gon' let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gon' let it shine. I'm gon' let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gon' let it shine. I'm gon' let it shine. Oh Lord, just let it shine. This light of mine, this light of mine. Oh Lord, would you please just let it shine. Take the drama out of my life. Oh Lord, every night the pain ain't right. I wake up at night, I never sleep. 26, 10, and 7, that's just me. Every day I need a little seed. I need a little fresh air, man, I need to breathe. All I know is trauma, all I know is tickets. All I know is no visit. All I know is a mission to get straight up out of prison. Lord have mercy for me. Lord have mercy on my people. Preacher Mary Washington and all my real. Lord have mercy with my people. I pray to God, we really need you. When I was down bad, when things weren't going right, every time I prayed at night, I put my hands up in my face. I said, Lord have mercy, little light of mine. Lord God, please let it shine. It's the drama that I live in my life. I swear to God, I was a bad guy every night. 10 toes down, salute. Everybody suffering, everybody who trying to make a way. Everybody looking for the sky, everybody looking for that piece of pie. In a law library, I know what that feel like. Hoping that somebody get active and involved in your situation. Man, pop your collar and pray. Cause Lord have mercy on my soul. And they make bad guy father get out soon. And the rest of those brothers who be mobbing to child each morning. Oh man, I ain't going to this afternoon. Man, I'ma miss dinner today. I got a couple of noodles. Hey, you know what that feel like? Yeah, you know what it is. And if you a victim of a wrongful conviction, suffered and served by Ken Worthy, then I know that you know what that pain feel like. And your mama know what that pain feel like. Your father know what that pain feel like. With that light, let that little shine. Let that light shine, a little light of mine. Bad guy, doughboy, we all these great people in this great world of ours. 10 toes down, salute. I appreciate you, bad guy. I appreciate you, we. I appreciate the tech. I appreciate everybody in the studio. We gonna pop off that LV, ooh-wee, cause that's what they be liking to see. But I hope you hear the missing when you see me fresh. Ooh. Salute.
Greetings, everyone. Thank you for joining me today on Turning a Moment into a Movement. I am J Love, and I represent the Justice for Gerard movement also. The Justice for Gerard movement birthed Turn a Moment into a Movement. And that it happened because Gerard was wrongly convicted for a crime he didn't do. And so because of that journey and all the people that I met doing that, we create this platform called Turning a Moment into a Movement. So thank you for joining us. And sometimes I forget to acknowledge those who are watching, but tonight I want to say thank you for those who have been watching on YouTube and have subscribed. Thank you to those who watch on on Facebook and Instagram, and who watch us on Spotify. You can watch us live. Well, not live, but you can watch our podcast on Spotify, or you can listen to it on all your podcast platforms almost. So, yes, thank you for supporting us. And we ask you to subscribe to our YouTube. So, please do. Our mission is to bring awareness to all that are impacted from being wrongly convicted, over sentenced, mentally ill, and medically frail in our communities. to inspire, organize, and educate all communities about the needs to disrupt systems, policies, and patterns of the criminal legal system that leads to wrongful convictions. So, yeah, that's why we come here every Friday to bring awareness, to also educate. That's our main thing, that we are here to educate. I remember when I was going through the wrongful conviction with my son, at the time I couldn't find, a lot of things about wrongful convictions. So I thought about it and said, hey, we need to leave information so for other people to find. So yeah, that's all about us and why we're here. And thank you for joining us. Tonight we're gonna come to you guys. This has been a very emotional week. I'm just gonna start there. Because we have been going 150% fighting for Krystal. And we're gonna talk about that tonight. Fighting for Krystal, who Krystal is. We've been talking to her about her on this platform for a few years now. But Krystal is our friend who has been impacted by the toxic mold at Huron Valley Correctional Facility. And so, as you see, Krystal, this is her before, and this is Krystal now. And we have been talking about how the black mold has poisoned her, has made her look and mimics a stroke. We have talked about how the mold has grown in her ears. And this week we were told that Krystal has MRSA. And so, because they let that mold grow in her ear like that, so we've been, just working real hard. I'm going to bring in Trisha right now. Hey, Trisha. So,
hey, Jay.
Just working.
Oh, I'm blessed. I keep saying that because it is the truth. And the more we focus on something, the more it manifests. And so I'm just grateful for all God's blessings and just connections and relationships and truth, sometimes to power, and just grateful for everybody that is taking place in this one band, one sound mission. Thankful because a lot of different people are calling their elected officials, even elected officials outside of this area. Thank you all. Even thanks to the elected officials in this area. Oh my goodness. I mean, just have gone above and beyond. Jeff Irwin, Annie Somerville, working in his office as a legislative aide, and Felicia Braybeck, Debbie Dingle. I don't want to keep naming all the names, but just everybody who has put their hand to the plow. This is a life-saving mission. It's serious business going on right now. And so don't stop. Things are moving, but Krystal is still not at the hospital. She is still in that god-awful place. This mission is just starting. We have just only scratched the surface. And I would just say everybody to just dig deep. A lot of times when people say, come on, we got to do more, people get offended because it's you think somebody's saying you haven't done anything. No, that's not what we're saying. We're saying thank you for what you've done, but dig deeper until we can see the manifestation of Krystal being home and prayerfully on her way on journey to healing outside of that god-awful place. And then people also coming out of that place and being shut down maybe one day. But just thank you all. I'm sorry I took so much time there.
No, Trisha, because it's a lot. And we also want to thank Queen Aisha.
Oh my God.
Queen Naija, the queen.
The queen. All hail to the queen.
The queen that engaged 10 million people, and they were on that Governor Whitmore live.
Oh my goodness. I
Going,
went there and screenshot some of them. They was, they lit that whole. And then some of them had their own issues. They would say, like, what about this? But free Krystal Clark. I mean, it was everywhere. It was everywhere. And, oh my God. Blessings to the queen and to Mama Reva. Just for spirit to just
mother.
to just continue this mission on across this finish line. That's where we see it, even though it's not there yet. That's where we see it.
Yes. Leslie, hello.
Hello.
Yes. How are you? Introduce yourself, Leslie.
Yeah. So I don't know about an introduction. I am here. I don't know, just Krystal's plight feels like it's a convergence of a lot of different, like, she's been overlooked. There's so many gaps in the treatment she's received. So at different times in my life, I wore hats where it's like, where we're talking about wrongful convictions or treatment of inmates or, water and mold, and just Black women, how they're not listened to in the medical field, period.
Yes. Come on now, Leslie. Yes.
And so, and how her mother was denied the stand to even speak at her proceedings those years ago. So it's just like all of those things. And so when I come here, I mean, that's what, I don't really come for an organization or anything. I'm just here tonight to just join in that voice. Like, it's not, it is one band and one voice, but we all have our different, like, little things that we're doing. And I think there's nobody, whether you about feminist rights or whatever you're talking about, it still involves Krystal.
Mm-hmm.
It's still, like, if you, like, it still involves how we've thrown away people, all of it. So I hear a lot of people say stuff like, oh, but what about this person or that or the whole system needs to revolve. Right now, this is serious,
Krystal been fighting for 15 years.
Yeah. We don't need another martyr, posthumous symbol of freedom. We don't need none of that. We need her home. And then just thinking about how there's so many people who don't care, even though this week it feels like people are caring. It's just sad to see that, so many people don't see that they're part of this people that it could happen to. Like, it could happen to us.
Mm-hmm.
So
I think I made a post like any one of us could be Krystal.
Anyone, yeah.
Right. Krystal was wrongly convicted, and that mode is giving her a death sentence. So, and over sentence. We talk about that over sentence, medically frail. She fits all the stuff that I mentioned.
That's what I was saying.
Yes. So, and I'm bringing on our next guest. Hey, Kevin.
Hello.
Turn your mic on. Turn on your mic, Kevin.
AJ Love, how you doing, Trish? How you doing, Miss McGraw? How you doing? Good evening.
Good.
It's been a while since I've been over here on the show.
Yeah.
For those who don't remember me, I'm Kevin Haynes. I'm an advocate as well as a paralegal. I had honors of speaking at several Ivy League universities regarding prison reform and making change, such as Harvard, Yale, American Bar Association here in New York, NYU, the Gideon Promise, and a few other distinguished places. I also do pantry work, has a pantry, and try to feed those who are less fortunate. Although I'm still less fortunate, but I do my best to try to give back to my community. Yeah. Also, I did 27 years in the federal system, so I know how the system is ran. I know how they do. I done seen a few crystals, except for one thing about they do try to treat them. It takes a while, but they do try to treat them, as well as the I can attest to the hypocrisy of it because I used to be the orderly in few of the jails I was in, and it always had mold in there. It used to be so bad the staff used to sneak bleach in and give it to me to clean the showers. And you would think they would have it in there or at least manage it via staff, but they don't. So the staff bring the bleach in so they won't get mold. You know, the spores won't breathe in the mold spores. So I definitely can sympathize and can relate somewhat to what she's going through because I never went through it, so I can only say somewhat because she's the one that's being tormented and tortured with this dreadful mold. But you know what's so damning about this? I said it before, I'm gonna say it again. We look at the prison conditions here in this country, and we claim to be the greatest country in the world. And what's a butt kicker to me is how these people, these same government officials, senator, congressmen, federal and state, go from country to country and chastise other people about their own prison systems. Chastise other people around the world about their prison system. When we have the most hypocritical and deadliest system here, right here in this country, when it's just simply dealing with basic necessity like keeping the jail clean. I'm taking the girl out to get her treated. I mean, this is a God-given, natural, basic human right, regardless of whether you've been locked up, whether you committed a crime or not. You're still a human being at the end of the day. And this is ridiculous. This shouldn't even be a show on this. This is just so basic and fundamental. There shouldn't even be a show on this.
Yeah.
What in the hell has this country became? And what is it coming to?
Mm-hmm. I agree. We're gonna talk about that too. Next coming on, Reverend Tia.
Hey, Tia. Hello.
Hey, Kevin, how you doing? Hi, Leslie. Hi, T-Duck. Hey, Jay. I'm so glad to be here tonight.
I got to get back out there in Detroit with y'all.
Yes.
I'm so glad. This is a great conversation. I think it's very important for people to understand, like you said, the inhumane acts that are happening every single day at Huron Valley. And I take Krystal with me wherever I go. And even when I work with the children in the after school program in Detroit, and I gave them a project to research on what happens to the body with black mold. And they get little pieces of candy for the knowledge that they come back with. Of course, one girl took it all the way. She had like 20 different points down. I had to give her almost the whole bag.
Wow.
So, and it's not funny. It's not funny, but people need to know what the conditions are. And if the youth alone, they're looking at, why is this even happening? Young people are asking, why is this even happening? And what's sad is that our lawmakers, who is asking the question? Who's asking? Who's fighting on who's getting paid and getting medical insurance and getting everything to be our civic leader, and who is fighting for justice for inhumane acts like this.
Mm-hmm.
And right now it's a matter, I pray every day for Krystal, because when she's the one feeling it. She's the one hurting. She's the one going through the pain and the discriminatory acts and the retaliation.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're fighting on the outside, but she's the one actually going through it and feeling it.
Yeah.
And then being told to be told that she's not right in her mind. I mean, who would be right in their mind when you have mold coming out of your ears? I wouldn't be right in my mind either.
You're right, Reverend Tia. I talked to Krystal, I don't know, all day. All day. And I want to touch on something that Leslie said. She said Black women get treated less, in regards to the medical in the United States. We just talking about Black women, period. So imagine it's probably 10 times worse being incarcerated, as we could see with Krystal. Nobody's listening. She's been saying the same thing for 15 years. And it's interesting how, we get stuff like Krystal brought a diagnosis, right? And so we go through the diagnosis and we're reading it, and it's everything that Krystal been saying that she's been feeling, every single thing. Her ears hurt, ringing, her neck is swollen, her eyes is, the ears got stuff coming out of it. All those ears been draining pus and green stuff and whatever for over a year. So when they said the other day that she had MRSA, I was shocked, but I wasn't like I was shocked. But then I understood that, yeah, that could happen. It's nasty in there. Her ears is leaking. Nobody is doing nothing about it. And I'm surprised she don't have other stuff besides that on her ears. Go ahead, Leslie.
So I was talking to my cousin about it, and she was like, she listened for a long time, and then she was like, okay, so I got to ask you a question. And I'm like, what? And I'm thinking she gonna want the address. So she's like, what is MRSA? So I just want to make sure we mention it's a staph infection. It's very resistant, and it's a doozy to get rid of because it's resistant to antibiotics, and it can also stop your body from absorbing the other medications you might be on. Like she's on heart medication and other medications, so it could affect that. My daughter had a near drown incident when she was 3.5, and so we were in and out the hospital a lot, and she ended up with a MRSA induced abscess, and it was the size of a golf ball, and it had to be surgically removed. These were doctors that I trusted, that I knew they had, her little best interest and everything, but it was still hard. They had to put me out the room. I mean, it was just, they had to put me out the room. It was, and she still has scars from that. I couldn't imagine having something like that. Like I was able to take care of her, she was little, so, it was about 5 weeks before it cleared all the way up. She doesn't have an inch of that type of care.
No. I remember my son was bitten by a spider, and it swelled up. And when we got to the doctor, they said, hey, he has MRSA, right? And they literally had to cut it out.
Mm-hmm.
They had to cut it out his
Yeah.
leg. And it was, even though they numbed it, it was painful. Him screaming, getting his stuff out, cut out his leg. And we had to go back like every week until they got it all out.
Yep.
So
Yes.
it is, and like Lulu says, it's very contagious.
Yep.
And they got her walking all around like nothing's going on. It is, who else in there has MRSA is my question.
You're right. I can relate to the spider incident because one bit me under my arm when I was in Pollock, Louisiana, and it blew up. I'm talking about it blew all the way up, and they had to rush me out to the hospital because MRSA, because like that spider bite is like MRSA and SARS. If it's not treated, it can spread in your blood, go and hit your bloodstream and go septic and kill you. So they rushed me out to the hospital. J-Love, they had me handcuffed to everything. And
Handcuffed in the hospital?
that man must have stuck me with the needle maybe 3 or 4 times. But when he cut into me to get, Lord have mercy. You talking about? I could have came up out. I was coming up out of them cuffs. I'm talking about. I've never felt something so excruciating. And like you said, they drain it. It has to drain by itself, and then they get mine was bad. They had 18 inches of gauze where they pack. They treat the gauze with all types of different medication, and then they pack it. And the whole time they had you hooked up to IV with some type of special antibiotic. And they have to, and every day I had to keep getting that unpacked until the body push it out. Yeah, but it's excruciating, and like the same thing like the spider bite, that MRSA and SARS do almost the same thing, and it can go septic and it can kill you. But they also tell you it's highly contagious, and when you have it, they try to isolate you off from the rest of the population. So that's a good question. Who else has that? Who all else has that? How many people? She caught it from somewhere. She caught it because her immune system is at an all-time low from having a mold. Now anything like J Love mentioned, no wonder she don't have anything else. So now she has this, but she might have friends or may not realize that she had it, and talk to people or touch people. We don't know who she gave it to. How she contracted. It's crazy. I can't. What country are we living in? Venezuela? I mean, Mexico? I mean, this is like a third world country. We shouldn't even be having a show on it. I can't believe this in America.
Right. And so when we talk about Krystal, a lot of the first thing people say, well, why is she in prison? And I'm thinking, does that matter?
Listen. There's a Second Circuit case I never forget, and the Supreme Court quoted. They said you are sent to prison as a form of punishment. Whatever you did to get to prison, you are sent to prison as a form of punishment, not to be punished after you got there. Your sentence is your punishment. Your time you have to do is your punishment. Your punishment, you ain't supposed to continuously be punished to the point. I mean, well, goddamn, how long do you keep a man standing in the gallows before you hang him? So I mean,
that's torture. That's torture,
right?
Mm-hmm.
But see, this is the mindset. I said that because this is the mindset of people. They want to know what you like. You're not worthy of care. Like you're not worthy to be somewhere and not have mold growed out your body.
But technically, they're right. Until it's their family member.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
They're right.
They're right until it happens to their family member.
Or to them.
Right.
And so it makes you so emotional listening to these people because people rather, want to know before they even stand up or say something. Well, why was she in there? Why? Instead of this is wrong and we should do something because this could be anybody. Could be us. You are like one traffic incident for being Krystal, depending on where you at.
You're right.
So around here. You know what I'm saying? All these wrongful convictions that happen in Michigan, and you're asking why she's there. How about why are they treating people like that?
Yeah.
Why haven't the doctor sent her to the hospital? Why haven't they given her, like, all these years they let those ears get that bad?
Mm-hmm.
Those should be the questions. Why? Who is the doctor? Who is in charge of these people? Go ahead, Leslie. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh, you didn't cut me off. I was amen corner. Like, yeah.
We've been doing so much research about these people, and it's amazing. I talked to Krystal today, and she said a lot of these people knew what's been going on. The ombudsman went out there the other day. He knew. He'd been out there. He knows what's going on in Huron Valley. But because people hired him and contacted him, like, I need you to get out there and find out what's going on, because we got all these people calling and emailing and all in the chats, in the videos. Now he acts like this is the first time he heard that Krystal had motive here.
Mm.
And it's like, who is holding these people accountable? Nobody. That's why they're operating like we in a third world country, like you said, Kevin.
You see. I have a saying, and I've seen it firsthand. Y'all see it firsthand too. Some of y'all might not realize it, but you see, when it comes to the government, state officials and government, they have a saying where they say, well, defecation, when you get in trouble, or they say defecation rolls downhill. But when it rolls downhill, it goes in the river, or you're going down the river. But when there's a full moon, it says the river goes reverse, the lakes and everything, from the gravitational pull of the moon, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when you're dealing with like federal officials and state officials, there's always a full moon, because defecation don't go downhill once defecate, it goes uphill. A classic example of why Krystal going through what she's going through. They put on a dog and pony show when they hear the region is coming. But the region knows a dog and pony show, because whoever the regional director is, he used to have his prison, and he used to put on that same dog and pony show when he heard the region was coming. So now this guy become the regional director. All right. So now he knows it's a dog and pony show, so he ignores it. He know that there's mold underneath underneath the paint. He knows all this. He knows the inmates handing him letters. I used to be one of them. I used to hand them letters anyway. Go ahead. What you gonna do? I'm only spending. This time I had forever in jail. What you gonna do? Kill me? Hey, go ahead. Do me the favor. So, cause I'm not gonna kill myself. But what I'm saying is, so how many of us gave them letters and they disregarded it? Because they know it's a dog and pony show. Now that regional director become what? The attorney general of the state, or the attorney general of the feds. So now he's appointed the attorney general. So everybody's in line with this dog and pony show. So therefore, the cover up is just one big cover up. There's no isolated panel or nothing like that do a true investigation of these places. Okay, now that director might become a congressman or a senator, or even, look at this now, the president of the United States, or who knows? You understand? So, but I'm not going to do this down here at this jail, because I know how it goes, because I did it myself.
Mm-hmm.
Back when I was in that position as a warden, or as a lieutenant, or as just a regular officer. And this is why this is going unnoticed.
Yeah.
We had similar problems in what we did, and I would encourage everybody. You'll be surprised. Write your constituents. When you get to writing them congressmen, them senators, and so on and so forth, you're gonna gain some traction. They're gonna write you back, and they're gonna look into and they're gonna begin to look into the situation. you will begin to gain some traction. And then when they get bad media and bad press, that's what they hate the most. Then you begin to get things done. But the sad part about it is, I say again, is that there shouldn't even be a show on this, because we're dealing with a human being. I don't care what anybody did. You dealing with a human being, and she have rights as an American citizen. Under the 14th Amendment, she has the same rights as everybody do to be treated fair and humane. So
let me tell you, it's the standard for me, because I have a friend of the family, and she has recurring health issues, and so she'll get a dog. She loves dogs. She get a dog, but then she's too sick or she don't feel like it no more. She get a dog away. She went to get a dog last month, and the Humane Society, no, you're not. No, you're not. You're not capable of watching this dog. Like, they have standards. Yeah.
Right.
You can only do so many surrenders for the Humane Society. It says you're not equipped. Like for a dog, okay? If they see the dog outside, I know some people think of their dogs as people, but we're not gonna talk about nobody like Trisha. I mean, oops, I didn't mean
as people, as family. Let's get it right, okay? Let's get it right, okay?
But there are standards for these dogs. If they're outside, here I am, they will call on the folks if they outside and it's too cold. Okay, you know what I'm saying? If the cat,
the police to your house where I live, if your dog is outside and it's too cold.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's standards. If you're a job, you were supposed to be a police officer, not in here, or if there's different places in the government, even like a Jeff Earn, whatever, they have standards, or people will turn on them. This is the only place you can do whatever you want to do, and they're gonna get more money because they're taking it out of our checks anyways. they ain't got to vote on it. They got a steady stream of money, and the worse they get, it don't change nothing for them. They still getting money, still getting people, they still got snack carts and everything for the folks working there. I'm just like, where is the standard? I understand oversight, but before you even get to the oversight, I don't even know what's the benchmark. What is the basic thing that they're supposed to provide for the people there?
That's it. Oh, go ahead, Trisha.
I'm sorry, but that's the problem, right?
Yeah.
I think Jay and I were talking about this yesterday. At one point in time, we were considered 3/5 less than a person. People said, "Oh, it was ratified. It was ratified. It was ratified on the books, but never in people's minds." And it was passed down from generation to generation. So this is what we're seeing, right? Let's really look at this. We got 2 white women, or in my loving heart, as I say, our Caucasian sisters, Gretchen Whitmer and Heidi Washington, deciding what to happen to a Black woman. And this has been going on for how long? Since 2011 and before? And they all knew and still have done nothing. 3/5 less than a person. And you're locked up too. Oh, you even lesser than that. It's just, we're not seeing this as humanity. Why aren't human rights groups all over this? I know I'm probably going to get in trouble and get kicked off the board for saying this, and I really don't care. But I'm a part of a human rights organization who has never, and I mean absolutely never, said anything about this except for when we brought it up. How in the world can we consider ourselves human rights? We don't look at all human rights. But we out there standing with signs the other day. Oh, clap, clap, clap. We did a good job. Somebody's life is on the line. I wish I would send a clap for that. As a matter of fact, I started to message back and say something, but I didn't. I'll say something now. You know why? Because sometimes you got to meet people where they're at. If we're going to be a human rights organization or any other civil rights organizations, they should be all over this. And it's some more of them that I could name too that have not thought. And it's not like they don't know. I've been on the email chain where I done seen all their names, all of their groups, but they have not deemed Krystal worthy to fight for. They have not deemed her as somebody to put their hand to the plow and really help in this life-saving mission. Shame on you. Shame on you. And I'm going to even say this, what even makes it more, and I know I'm going to get kicked off now because of this, and I could care less.
That's right.
The lawyer, okay, for Krystal is on the board and running the Human Rights Coalition. How you on the board of a human rights coalition, but you never told them about your own human rights case? One of our Caucasian sisters, again, not deeming us worthy, right, for the same fight as they think that's worthy. And clearly that's what's going on, because have any of them stepped up to really do anything for her freedom, for her medical care? I have not seen it. And each and every one of them have the power with a stroke of a pen or a motion in court to get her released. I have not seen it. And shame on you all. And I don't care, you can kick me off your board all you want, but it's about truth.
They shouldn't kick you off any board though.
Well, you know how? I'm gonna tell you how. They are like ambulance chasers. You know how when the car get in an accident and they run there and they do that for the purpose that lawyers come because they want money. And the sad part about it is most of the injustice is happening to the people of color who really don't have the money, and they know that. Like I name them, the NAACP. I know this firsthand. Okay, we back in '95 we had crack riots in the federal thing, where we shut down the whole Bureau of Prison because they refused to change the crack law. The SMOOTH program that y'all hear about started with us in the feds. I was in the SMOOTH. I did 3 years in solitary confinement. Behind that, I did 6 months USP Lewisburg and another 2.5 years in Terre Haute. When we get to Terre Haute, Indiana, they whip, beat, and they tortured us in there. And we tried to file lawsuits and everything. It wasn't until one guy lawyer who was on the ACLU in Indiana, and his lawyer went and told the guy told his lawyer what happened. His lawyer said, "I don't believe you." He said, sneak me out a list of the guys' names that this happened to. I'm gonna have my staff come in and look into it. And I'm talking about, I give it to the ACLU. They came in there and they rattled that jail. I'm talking about they turned that jail upside down. The treatment got better. They stopped beating up on the guys. They begin to feed us better. Medication, the medical, and everything just got better because we had a strong organization fighting behind us. Now I don't know if y'all contacted them. I don't know what's happening, but what I'm saying is we wrote everybody from the Nation of Islam, from the ACLU, from the I didn't leave them out because they helped it. The NAACP, which a complete and total joke, and all these other black organizations and civil rights organizations, and they turned a blind eye and a deaf ear and gave us some excuse talking about we don't handle criminal cases, we only handle civil cases. But that's what this is. But that was their reason for sitting back. Other than the ACLU, because they did come in and try to do something, I wouldn't give a nickel to any of them other organizations. I'm not trying to hear what they spokesman got to say or nothing. They are full of crap. If they can't make no money off it, then they're not coming out there. They're not coming out there. What Malcolm X called them was what do you call them? Niggers, coops, and monks. Something it's something he referred to the NW. That's exactly what they are. They can't represent me or anything. Who was that who ran them from down there? It was an incident that happened in when the kid it was an incident in, I believe it was Connecticut or Massachusetts, when the white kid jumped on the black kid, and when the black kid started getting out on the cops came and stopped, arrested the black kid, took him away, but he let the white kid go. And here they come. And his parents told him, "Get the hell out of here, because you're only down here trying to collect money." And just like where the representatives is at now? Where they at? Where they at for? This girl is literally dying right before deteriorating and dying, right before you, right fungus and everything growing right out of her face, like she's some damn experiment. I mean, come on, where everybody at? But if you had enough money, they'd be there for the right price.
Yeah. You know, this is really horrific. It's a horrific time, and it's horrific because we're talking about it, we're seeing it, people see it. Not only are the people behind the walls feeling it and seeing it every day, but the guards, the employees see it. I had a niece working there at Huron, and she called me and she said, Auntie, I'm not going to be here long. She said, it's horrific. She said, I've never seen anything like that. No one should work under these conditions. And she didn't. She did not stay there. She had to free herself. And I was glad she did. But you know, the idea of Black women being able to endure pain, being able to endure hardship, being able to have enough strength to make it through whatever happens, whatever they do to you. You know, this is exploitation that started long ago, without consent, surgical experiments, enslaved women. You have the Dr. Marion Sims, and he was called the father of modern gynecology.
Yeah.
That would conduct painful surgeries on enslaved Black women in the 1840s without anesthesia.
That's right. That's right.
And they become they're doctors. They are esteemed high in the community.
Revered.
General medical testing on enslaved people. And even after slavery, of course, we all recognize the Tuskegee syphilis study from 1932 to 1972. 40 years of U.S. public health services. 40 years. 40. And they treated over 600 Black men infected with syphilis in Alabama.
With a placebo.
And even they did this even after penicillin became a known cure. Just what were they doing? Just to observe the disease's progression. Mississippi removed the appendix of many poor Black women in the 1900s. Black women were sterilized without knowledge or consent during that process. And then you keep moving up. 1951, cancer cells of Henrietta Lacks. Racial biases in pain treatment that continues today. Leslie was talking about that. The maternal mortality crisis of Black women in the U.S. are 3 to 4 times more likely to die from pregnancy-related causes than white women.
And it does not matter whether you're in the city, the burbs, the country, the South. It does not matter.
Nope. Regardless of income or education, they don't. That's why when Serena Williams talked about it, and there were others. There was, I'll never forget, even when during the pandemic, there was a woman who was a doctor, a PhD in in I want to say either in chemistry or but she was a real doctor. But they still did not do anything for her. She kept saying what was working, what's not working, and they wouldn't listen to her.
Miss Novella.
And they know it. They know that this disparity is linked to systemic bias, and they neglect maternal care for Black women. So you can't say that people can rightly make a decision whether you have a PhD or not,
Mm-hmm.
because your bias is going to lead the way.
Right.
Right. That's right.
And that's why we got to get Krystal out of there. The
That-
bias, that they just won't do simple things like listen.
Right. Right.
Listen to
Let her
her.
have her medicine. Let her have her walker. Let her
Yeah.
have, let her have her wheelchair. You took her wheelchair. Why? They said give her medicine so she don't have to go all the way over there to get her medicine. You tell her, okay, she can't have her medicine on her person. Why? You tell her that, okay, now she can't have food that's not from child hall. So now she got to walk all the way over to the child hall, and you done took her walking. Come on, why? Why?
That's
But
cruel and unusual punishment.
You
That's
prove
an
your
Eighth Amendment.
Eighth Amendment all day long.
That's all day long.
You know, Reverend T, as you were talking, and I see Bishop on, so I'm gonna be quick with this. As you were talking about all of that history, and we still don't stand up as a people. And I think about how, the scripture says that we're destroyed for a lack of knowledge, right? We don't even know this information. As Black women, even still to this day, it happens all the time. We don't say anything at all. We will walk out of a doctor's office feeling defeated, either go get another doctor or just stay and stick it out. We do not stand up for ourselves. We have been taught to behave.
Mm-hmm.
Passed down from generation to generation. We have been taught to fear our Caucasian siblings and don't question, don't ask, we have to get to a point where we begin to stand up for ourselves, stand up together for ourselves. You not leave somebody standing on the outskirts, screaming, no justice, no peace by themselves, when you know well what they screaming, no justice and no peace about. Your ass is experiencing. I'm sorry, Bishop. Okay. You experiencing it too. And you mocking somebody for standing up when you need to be standing next to them. We got to start standing up for ourselves.
But
That's right.
But the main thing, it starts with awareness, and you see what hurts is like we say, oh, we don't know. We taught about the Holocaust, but we ain't taught about our Holocaust and all that stuff you done ran down regarding the doctor. We don't know about that. I mean, one thing I used to always say, I don't say it no more, is why can other people come over here and they live 20 or 30 in the room and they do something and they can have great things, and why can't the Blacks get together and do it? But when you really get into the history of it, we have always done it, and every time we did it, these people came and destroyed it. Why y'all don't have no Black leaders? We'll have them if you stop killing them. So what I'm saying is, but regardless of what, those that know have to go and spread that knowledge to those that don't know. The reason why it ain't because we can't get together, it's because we don't know. A lot of stuff that I've learned throughout the course of my incarceration and when I was older, I mean when I was home, but mainly throughout the course, it's astronomical. A lot of stuff we know. How many other people know that type of information?
Also, we have to return to loving ourselves. If we don't love ourselves first, we can't love nobody else. And that's where it extends to that I love my brother like I love myself.
Amen.
And when we do that, then we will begin to be an advocate for our sisters and brothers, for those that don't know. Because we are, it's like a puzzle. We each have a piece, and take a picture until we put each one of our pieces in there. And sometimes we have to help fit that piece in there in order to make the picture clear.
I would like to address something real quick. Somebody said that transatlantic slavery is not considered a Holocaust. No, that may not be to you, but it was our Holocaust. and it's still going on.
Yeah.
And that war, and this is where knowledge comes in. And that war is still going on.
Mm-hmm. I had my students research it. I had my students research it. I said, look it up. You look into history, you look online, you look at history, they will not you can list all the different Holocausts. How about check this out? List the genocides that have happened. You can't even number the genocides that have happened around the world. But if you notice, every original people were people of color that look like us, who are no longer in many areas around the world.
It's
but the genocide is recorded, but it's just recorded according to the nation. They don't tell you about the people.
Right.
But if you look at original Japan, original China, original any you name it, original people is us. And all of a sudden now they're gone, but you do see that there was genocide. But guess what they don't consider genocide? They have not listed the transatlantic slavery as genocide. They won't list it as Holocaust. And we had over 10.5 million people who were transported. Many already here, over 4.5 that died on the way, that we kind of sort of know about, but you don't want to list it. So we got, like Bishop was saying, we got to know for ourselves. We need to know our history. We need to list it. We need to teach that that's a Holocaust. We need to teach that what they did, that was wrong. Not only wrong, it was inhumane. We need to try to figure out, why is your psyche like that? How are you thinking? What makes it so that you need to kill? Why is your self-esteem so low that you have to kill and get rid of people who are not like you? And that's what I teach my students. That's what I teach my children. Something wrong. There's nothing wrong with us. What's wrong with you? You need to figure that out.
Figure it out.
We need to stick with love. We need to, like Bishop said, we need to love ourselves, love our families, love our community. And that, like you said, and stand up. And stand up with those who speak out. And when they speak out, don't cower down. Back them up.
Mm-hmm.
Back them up.
I was on the phone with Krystal the other day, and she said, why y'all not standing up? They can't do nothing worse to you. You already in prison.
Who you telling?
They already did it. For years she been standing. She been talking about this literally since 2011, while people have teased her, laughed about her, talked about her. The guys that had the inmates do all kind of retaliatory stuff to her. The warden telling everybody she Lulu, she this, she that. All kinds of stuff for all these years. But despite that, she continued to tell her story and, fight for herself. And she started going on that prison radio, talking about what's going on there. Not only just about her, but other people. She talked about how the women died. She talked about Teresa Dunlap with the chemo, with the mold growing in her chemo port. Like all of this stuff. And still, she, just like we've been sending letters to everybody, Krystal has sent letters to all the legislators, the governor, everybody. She CCs them all. She just, everybody, and just nothing. And so it amazes me how when we do this thing at U of M, and then we get the students involved, and we hear like, okay, these white kids is totally appalled, and they come in and join us. And then we get all these people, now they want to answer because they're being called out. why y'all haven't did anything? Krystal's not the only one. Lisa Sturmer came on this platform and talked about how thick that mold is in that prison. She said it hangs from the ceiling of the shower like shag carpet. She said it. She said every time you go in there, it's leaking all, it's dripping on your body. They treated them for scabies. They didn't have scabies. It was the dang on mold water dripping all over their body. But they didn't do any tests because they don't want you to know about it. Something you said, Kevin, earlier about how, they go from one position to the next. So we're talking about Heidi Washington. She was a warden. So she know about the mold. She knows about that mold. You think she went in there and said, hey, I know y'all painting over the mold?
Heidi doesn't care because Heidi was appointed by Snyder.
Right. So you see how much the governor kept her. Why? Because she's her friend. Best friend. Meanwhile, people in here, these women dying. All kinds of cancer going on in that prison. Krystal been complaining about lumps in her breast for a moment. You think they went and took her to get a mammogram or did an x-ray or anything? No. What they said at the thing, take 2 ibuprofen and put your feet up. Drink some water. Mm-hmm. That's their cure for everything in there.
Yo, you're right. Yo, Motrin 800s, yo, that I wouldn't care. You can have a broke leg, your head could be hanging off. They can even use a thing like a 30 ibuprofens, yo, and Motrin 800s. Yo, that's exactly what they give you. Yo, the standard federal estate. That's crazy.
One of the kids in our neighborhood, when my son was a teenager, I don't know what he was up to, but we got into a scuffle with the weed guy and he got shot in the chest. They took him to the jail and gave him 2 Tylenol.
Mm-hmm. That's about right.
My son had Crohn's disease. They was giving him Tums. They claim that they lost his medical record. They didn't lose his medical record. They knew that his treatment cost a lot of money. So they tried to get away with giving him Tums. He couldn't even walk. So I constantly call every day, the ombudsman. I had a doctor involved. I got Rashida Tlaib involved. Like we got involved and called. And eventually we found his records. Oh, because his records is on file through Henry Ford. So you can pull him at any time. So they already knew what he needed. But if you don't fight for it, you had to literally go in there and fight for your life. And that's what she's been doing. She's been literally fighting for her life. And she's getting tired. 15 years of mold in her, just growing all over inside of her. She says every day, Janice, Jay, I feel different in my body. It's not feeling the same. Something is going on. She's telling them this. You think when that ombudsman went in there the other day, he saw her ears like that he has the power to make things happen too. He just left and made a report. She's still in there right now, waiting for somebody to do something.
But the MRSA can give you flu-like symptoms. You can have fevers and chills. I know my daughter did. It's his own illness on top of everything she had going on. It wasn't but 3 months ago when they was taking her down the hallway to give her heart surgery with less than 12 hours notice. Remember that?
Right. Then the doctor decided that he knew about the MRSA for over a week before he even told her. He already had the report and he knew. But he told Krystal, hey, the antibiotics ain't going to help it. So he made a choice He made a choice to not do anything. But these are the people. But when you talk to these legislators and you talk to these people trying to get help, they like, how you know? How you get this information? When we talk to Krystal, who's in there, you could get it too. But you rather believe the people that's doing the atrocities than the person that's the actual victim.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, we
Yeah.
need to go after his license now. We need to post his license, the license and regulatory, how to file a complaint, and we need to go after his license now because I mean, clearly there is neglect here. And if they can research and all supposedly these documents that are missing now out of her file, there, like it's a track record, and that's what I'm saying. It's so many layers to this. That's what I'm saying. What's been going on is great, but it's just the scratching of the surface of where we need to go. The most important thing is to bring Krystal home, but it's a simultaneous work, right? Because she's still in there, and she's still subject to have to be under his care, right? So we need to be pushing to make sure that he is not treating her. Well, he ain't been treating her, but that he has nothing to do with her health care. It's so much that needs to be done, but it's not going to get done unless we keep pushing. And that's all of us together because we've been pushing and we had no movement, But what changed is one band, one sound. It's like everything is coming into sync, into alignment.
It's
We gotta
coalescing.
build it.
Yeah. And I piggyback on that because when you look at all of this and you look at, well, okay, what's the policy? What's the policy if you have mold in your institution? What's the policy for the prison system? What is the policy? And if there is a policy, what are the consequences that happen when you break the policy, when you don't follow policy? Because in any other field, you can't do this. It's called, like you said, it's neglect. It's abuse of power. You get your license taken. You get on the list of the attorney general, and you're not able to practice anymore.
You're missing the point when it's okay. If they did a thing where they had it where people could just walk up in that prison at any time, like whoever's and they could do it and do surprise inspections. They would see the mold. They would see the dysfunction. They would see the filth. They would see the guards disrespecting other convicts there. They would see certain things, but they put them on notice. Hey, look, the region is on its way to coming. The special secretary or whatever attorney is coming. The judge will be walking through the jail today. So when he's coming, they have everything clean. They paint over the mold. They put a curtain over the mold, or they try to direct him to certain parts of the jail that's not as bad as the rest of the jail. And like I said, these officials know it's all a game because they was once wardens and they played this little game. But again, had they had like an independent thing, like what you have like a public, a private like public thing. Okay, you can get some prison officials. You get other people that's genuinely going to go in there and inspect these places unannounced. You'll see a difference. They'll catch the mold places. They'll see the prison fall apart. They'll see the leaky ceiling. They'll see all that. But when they put them on notice, nah. And this is the reason why they go in there and say there's nothing wrong with it. And when they leave, they ain't gonna come back a week later, because that mold go right through that paint. That mold might come up through that paint within 24 hours.
Yeah.
You understand what I mean? Within 24 to 48 hours, that mold coming up through there. So, but they going. So.
But then OSHA, I was looking into that with Revertier as there's no OSHA standard for mold in the workplace. So with there being no OSHA standard for mold in the workplace, there's definitely no OSHA, no standard for it in any other place. prison, period. They could just have mold all over the damn place. But when you have a governor that passed policy that gives you 72 hours or whatever, you got to give 72-hour notice before you go in there. Of course, they painting over the mold and cutting the grass and hiding stuff in the garbage cans and doing all kinds of crazy stuff. And making sure that, you know, they follow the path that they're, you know, that you set out for them. And somebody got to care. Somebody got to say, hey, I'm going to care enough, and I don't care if I lose my job, because I can't sleep at night knowing that I'm treating human beings worse than animals. If you do, and I think Leslie brought it up, if you have that animal outside in the cold in the winter, somebody gonna pull up, because there's a standard. You cannot let that animal be out there to a certain amount of temperature, right? However, when it comes to prisons, there's no oversight. They got a free reign of money because it comes straight from the taxpayers. So they got money. They don't have nobody to say what's good, and they just do whatever.
So what you say, Jay, we're paying for Krystal's demise.
Exactly.
That's what I need people to understand. With our tax dollars, we are paying for Krystal's demise and anybody else who enters into those walls. We need
$35,000 a person.
to say, we need to say enough. They should not be getting money.
35,000. Each inmate is worth $35,000. Unless they're up north, then it's $39,000 a year. That's a lot of money.
They cut everything else. Why they didn't cut that? They cut everything that will benefit us on the outside. Why they haven't cut that?
They got free will to money. They just got a free. They can just swoop in and get all they want. The damn money tree.
And and this is, I know it's a little bit off topic, but I think about how right now there's a lot of resistance for like Elon Musk, right? Like, how did he get in all this power and he's not even elected, and how he's able to just take money and give it to his people? We started that. All the federal crap starts at the local level, because you know what I'm saying? How is that different from what we're doing with the MDOC here? They get to choose who they want, take our taxpayer money, and then give it to whomever they want. They play it in our face. They had the one prison, they finally got rid of it, so they supposedly had less people, but then they made it into an ICE prison, so it's still a prison.
I agree with you, Leslie. I agree with you. And this was one of the hot, heated topics I had a while ago about me not voting, because I didn't vote. I'm not encouraging nobody. I'm just saying I didn't vote. Who do I vote for? I'm not voting because you're the black man or the white man. I'm voting for the right man or the right woman. Okay. You have I'm not homophobic, but I don't think no man have any business in the bathroom where children go, where children can use the bathroom. But this is their policies. I don't think that a child should be taught about the book of. I've seen the things on Detroit and about a back door, entering a person's back door at 5, 6, and 7. Let the kid be a kid and grow up. If they want to be a homosexual and gay, let them have a childhood and choose that direction for themselves. Let's not usher and guide them into that direction. Okay, then you got a pack. That's on the Democratic side, amongst other stupid stuff that they was doing. Then you got on the flip side, you got the racists over here who can't stand black people or and they got twisted policies, and it goes in the what they call it, the Trump 2025 thing, which I think is a joke because they all one party because they said, well, 80% of the 2020 to 25 thing has already been implemented. Okay, well, we had 8 years of Bill Clinton, we had 8 years of Barack Obama, and we had 4 years of Joe Biden. Why wasn't any of that rescinded if y'all all not the same people? It's Project 2025. So my thing is, who do you vote for? You watch the people in the street say, stop bombing the people in Israel. They're marching all around America, people getting arrested. So they're not listening to these people that's voting for you. So why would I go out there and vote for you? I mean, so this is the problem. This is the problem. And they got us like gangbangers, borderline Crips and Bloods, the red versus the blue versus the red coach is coming, the blue, I mean, come on. Everybody proud in their party, and their party aren't doing nothing. When the Republicans is telling you, I'm going to kill you today, and the Democrats are telling you, I'll get you tomorrow. I'm not voting for that. You might live an extra few days after the Democrats. They're going to kill you slowly. Like they tell you, the lesser of the two evils. I don't do the lesser of two evils. You ain't going to let me give you a cup with the lesser of the two poisons. Well, you're going to die slowly here, but this want to take you out today. Come on. But this starts with awareness. With awareness, we can begin to start galvanizing, coming together, and picking and choosing our candidates and grooming our candidates and putting people up there that's working in our best interest, which is the American way, which is all of our interests. So that's what needs to happen. But what's up there now? No, I'm not feeling it.
Well, now we might not have that option soon anyways, because we have a person who is on the whitehouse.gov site who does not believe in having the freedom of the vote, we already are losing the vote. 15 states have already rescinded thousands of us off of the voting tablet, so it might not even be an option at some point. But I do understand how hard it is to try to I think that part of it is we've started looking for somebody to save us, but we have to save ourselves. The vote is so that, it's kind of like a harm reduction strategy in a while. And it's just a tool of being a citizen, or being a tool of being, engaged in your community. Like I can't fight everything at the same time. And that's what, people who are in politics right now, it's difficult because it's like, do I accept that as an excuse? No, but we're seeing that prison rights, it already wasn't on the top list. Now it's just going farther down the list, because now we also have to worry about, will we even have money for people to have health care? Will we have a collapse of the hospitals? You know what I'm saying? We don't have, if we lose Medicaid funding, we will not have the way for people to just go. Like right now, we just think if Tony gets shot down the street, he goes to the emergency room, whether he got insurance or not or whatever. It's just ingrained in us, but it's not. People died for that right, for that to happen. Those were, yeah.
But we have we done gave over $20 trillion to support a genocide of our taxpayer monies. Of our tax, and this is what I'm saying. People saying, no, we don't want this war. No. Nationwide, right here in America, nowhere else. Let's just deal with right here in America. Everywhere, there's a march every weekend telling our constituents, no, we don't want this to happen. Stop doing this. And we continue to give these people money, over $20 trillion of our taxpayers is going towards a genocide. And you're talking about taking Medicaid from us. You talking about cutting this social program.
Yep.
You talking about cutting Social Security. You talking about talking, and you take, what the hell? Yo, we need to wake the hell up, man.
Mm-hmm. I agree. And I was
So,
listening to the Native Land Pod today, and they talked about the rallies that they're going. Angela Yee is going around. They're doing these rallies, and a lot of people. I can't go back to the number right now, but there was the numbers are humongous of people who did not vote, felt the same way as you, and it was talking about how close the vote was between her and him. It's because so many people just didn't
vote.
They felt the same way as Kevin, and even people who did vote felt the same way. But it was so many people just said, they checked out because it was ridiculous. It's ridiculous, and it's still ridiculous now. It's just extreme, right? And even we hear like what you were saying, Leslie. But I think really, if they start doing this, these people gonna be out in the streets. They're gonna be out in the streets, and it's gonna be crazy as hell.
Yeah, it's gonna be crazy.
But it's great because this is an awakening, and this is the reason why Krystal is going through what she's going through. But the greatest part about this show is because it brings about awareness, and that's where everything starts. It don't start with wisdom. Don't start with awareness. With the awareness is where you gain your knowledge. Then with that, you break it down through the understanding, you get the wisdom, and then you could go wisdom, then you get the understanding, then you go out and you start teaching others and making other people conscious, cognizant, and aware of what's happening. So yeah.
When I used to be a teacher's aide, and they used to say, or assistant, and they used to say, kids don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. Do you ever heard that before? I always think about it, but it's not just kids. I was thinking when I heard that, I was like, shoot, that's how I am now. It's not just kids,
And even with us this week, just pushing so hard for Krystal, we saw a lot of people that really care. It was more people who cared that wanted to do something than people that asked, well, what did she do? That was still there, but it was way more people like, free Krystal.
Yeah.
This is a change. She shouldn't have mold in her ears. Like, you could say somebody, I would be crazy too if I had mold growing outside of my ears. How can you say somebody is, not having a mental? I'm telling you, and I'm feeling it, and I'm seeing it, and you're telling me that no, it's not. I'm gonna play a little bit of Krystal.
Okay.
Like everybody else would go up there and get help and get treated. I don't deserve this. I'm burning up hot, sweat burning up my throat. My ears is just so bad. My head, my chest hurt. I'm swollen. Like, I don't deserve this. You don't deserve this. All I ask to see me. If they come out as chronic, the kite. Why do I gotta put a kite in when y'all know it's chronic? What nurse and doctor do this to people? Like, it's unstoppable. Trying to go and do this. I'm trying to act like there's nothing wrong with me, that I'm crazy. It is something wrong with me. This stuff is killing me. It's making me sick of this. It's really sick of this. This is just so wrong. This is just so wrong. Trying to walk around here. I try to ignore my pain because it ain't getting no help. I try not to think about it, but it's not getting no better. It's not getting no better. It's not getting no better. I'm seeing black spots all in my eyes and stuff. Something is wrong. They know it is. They know it is. It's just not right. I'm trying, y'all. I'm trying. This is totally worse than torture what they do it. It's so unacceptable. Oh, you won't send me to people that can help me? What type of place is this? Like, why you won't send me to people that can help and want to help? I'm not understanding it. This is unacceptable. I can even barely cough because my neck is so swollen. Like, it's just crazy. Like, they ain't getting no follow-ups on my nodules. They ain't doing nothing but acting like nothing is wrong. You're saying nothing is wrong when you can see it. The ringing in my ears is so, like, the left ear, like, I cannot hear nothing. Oh my God, like it's bad. It's bad enough you can't even wear the hearing aids that was given to me because my ears is so bad. All my pillowcases, I gotta keep on changing every time I lay down. I gotta keep on changing them. They're not giving me no extra ones, but they're not doing anything for it. Just keep on telling myself I can't let them get the best of me though. Gotta fight. I'm telling myself I gotta fight. But I should not have to fight because this is their job. What they come here for? This is unstoppable. This is unstoppable what they doing. Everybody see it. Everybody see it. It's not like I don't see it. People ask like, even staff, even asking like, why is they not helping you? You're not getting no better. Look at you. The way I feel in my inside of my body. Damn it. I'm so sorry for y'all like this, but I'm tired of these. This is a cold-hearted deepness in here. It's sad to say. They are evil. They're not right. They're not right. It's not right here. And I just gotta stay strong and keep on fighting. I've been burning up. My whole body is hot. Like, it's really hot. But like I said, we just gotta keep on fighting. My eyes, the spirit of it, lose my eyesight, man. Seeing this stuff. I'm just seeing these black spots, my eyes been burning and stuff. I'm scared, like I'm gonna lose my eyesight. They're not doing anything about this. Anything. But judging me, blaming me, when I'm the one asking for help. Begging y'all every day for help, telling y'all I'm not doing good, something is not right. And it's just being ignored. It's just being downplayed. It's charging me to come over there. Every time I tell them something wrong, I'm getting charged. And then when I get over there, they're taking my money and still not doing nothing. That's unacceptable. This is totally wrong. Yeah. My neck is getting too swollen. Something is telling us something is not right. I know it. I can feel it. But all they tell me is kite. When they sit over there, if y'all go over there and they want to play these cameras, they just sit over there and talk about us gossiping on Facebook page and looking at internet and stuff study, worried about our health. This is the type of stuff they do on internet, Facebook page, talking about us. We sit out there waiting to get seen. They talking about inmates, just talking about us and on computers and all that, and don't even care about if we sit up here and need help. That's why a lot of these people not here because they're not taking it serious. They're not taking it serious. That's what they do. Just sit over there and just gossip and study helping us. They ought to be ashamed of themselves, man. But I know they got it all answered to God. He see it all. He see it all. I know he do. He see everything that they do.
On the line now, you're the one talking.
Everything that they do. They won't get away with it.
No,
But I
I'm
gotta
playing
keep
one
up
of your
with myself.
videos.
I gotta stay strong. I gotta stay strong.
I have,
I gotta
yeah, I
fight.
haven't heard anything though.
Gotta fight.
Yeah, I did. I
Because when
sent
God,
it, so
when He
I don't
come
know if
through,
she
He
caught
gonna
your
show
share
how.
yet.
And I cannot wait to these cold-hearted demons to see them go down.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I
Yeah, I'm
said it. To
talking
see
about
them
you
go down.
tonight.
They deserve to be in here. They treat people like this.
Tristan, Baby Tia, Kevin from New
Letting us
York,
sit here
and
and helling this
Leslie.
smoke and helling all type of stuff. Drinking this unsafety water, bathing in it,
Talking
eating
about you. I wish I could get
more
you out
food,
here.
maggots, bugs be in this food. They sitting here letting us eat this stuff, letting us drink this stuff. The ventilation, ain't nothing safe in here. We inhaling and breathing this
Hold
stuff
on,
in.
Krista. Hold on, let me.
Like this is unacceptable. This
Hold
place
on,
should
let
have
me see if
been
I get you.
torn
Hold on.
down. How is we living in something like this? And how is
I'm
there so
picking,
many
I got
people
you
out
on the
there?
speaker.
A lot of people know about it, and ain't nothing being done. This is unstoppable. This is crazy. But the one, you know.
I'm stopping the video, you guys, because I'm talking to Krystal.
No, you go ahead.
Hey, Krystal.
Hey, Krystal.
Hey,
Hey,
Krystal, how you
Krystal.
doing? Hey,
You
Krystal, stay
understand
strong.
how to
Stay
get you?
strong, Krystal.
So long. I'm very appreciating, grateful, or everybody. It's a shame. This is a shame on these people.
Keep going. Yes.
It's gotta get better. Gotta get better. I no way I could be sitting up here like this, chest and hurt, straight breathing, swollen up, my ears can see you running in the whole face. Whoa. There's no way. There's no way. It should be like this. They should have me in a hospital. I'm not on nothing. Like, I'm really, really, like, I'm so tired of you. They all are playing games and they all in cahoots. They didn't know what was going on. They are stars. It should not even take no me. It should not take none of that. Like, this is totally wrong what they are doing to me. All because I spoke up about myself and what they was doing to me and others. No, that's still not right. I deserve to get treated fair. We deserve the right care. Just because we prisoners, all prisoners not bad. Like I tell everybody, we should be looking into them and what they doing. Where's all the money going? When it's supposed to be going into these prisons? Every day we sit on the news, they get locked up for stealing money and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Wrong. I'm tired. This is wrong. Then they want to all jump up and do this and do that. No. What it's going to take for me to lose my life? Because that's what it feels like and that's what it seems like. And I'm trying every day to stay strong and get up and thank God for waking me up. It's a lot. It is a lot. I think about my kids, my grandbabies, my family, and the friends and people who love me and care about me. I'm just tired. I'm tired. I can't even go to healthcare and get treatment. I can't even go over there and get it. Because they downplaying it like I'm crazy. And I trust again. Yeah, you know what's crazy? It's them who took an oath. Them to look at. We need to look at them, and we need to make aware and let people know. Be careful who you choose, who you vote for. Oh my God, this affects y'all too. Y'all can be in these shoes at any given time. Like, come on. This is totally not right. This is totally not right. This is totally like, thank you. It's like so disgusting. I tell guys, look, stay on fight. Pray that he breaks me. Thank you. Give me the strength. This is attacking me. I say my skin. This is attacking me. Dark. You can see it. You can see it. This is crazy. And every day I'm seeing people, and I'm for people to go home. every day I'm seeing them release her and she giving it and granting people. What did I do to you? I asked you for help. What did I do to you though? I asked for help. So that's all I said. I would not do anything if they would have been doing the right thing. Coming on my help and making me feel like I'm crazy. They could have been doing the right thing. They choose not to. They choose not to. And then all they gonna do is try to cover it up. That's all they gonna do is try to cover it up. Cover up their mistakes. They wrong do it. It's not right. It's not right.
It's not right.
But I know in the end, they gonna get there from God and they gonna answer to him. No matter what. He sees it all. He got the last. So, I do know that. I faith and trust in him at all times, no matter what. No matter what. Well, they making us like
All right, Krystal, I love you. I'll talk to you tomorrow.
Yeah, we love you, Krystal.
Love you.
Bye.
Love you, Krystal.
Love you, Krystal. Stay strong.
Okay. All right. Bye-bye. Love you too.
In America. This is America.
Yeah.
This country is sick.
Yeah.
This country is sick. Even when you look at everybody talking about Donald Trump this time. No. Forget Donald Trump. There was people that there was exactly what it's people that he didn't go up there and hit people upside the head or shoot people and get.
No.
I'm the president. What does that say for our nation? We are a sick nation.
Sick.
And then one by one, I'm walking around the neighborhood today and all the little Trump signs is down, you know. I almost want to go knock on the door and say, what you doing? Put that sign back up there. You thought it was our way to flash it in our faces, and you was just so happy. And because you thought it was just for us. Until you learn that this was gonna be knocking on your door. I mean, everywhere. They had the Veterans for Trump signs out. I mean, everywhere in this neighborhood. And then I rode this morning and took pictures of every house that took those signs down. Don't take it. Stand 10 toes down on what you did. Stand 10 toes down on your decision. It was your decision then. Go ahead and uplift it now. But they're not going to do that. They're not going to do that. Now they want to be marching. And it's the All Lives. Those are the All Lives Matter marches. Just FYI.
Yeah. It's sickening, man. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, you guys. That's a lot. I've been emotional all week because it's just a lot. And so, when the little thing happened, Kevin, this week, the other day, I was just like, come on. All we trying to do is fight for Krystal. Like, that's all we're trying to do is
We
get
have
her some help
we
care.
advocates. We fight for. Listen, let me explain one thing to you. Anybody who say that they believe in God and know that there's redemption in people. So I mean, you can't believe in God and don't believe that there's redemption. So I don't get caught up with how much time a person did or what a person did. I robbed banks for many years. I robbed banks. I was out the game for 2 years when I finally got caught. All right, I received a 46 and a half year sentence. Of that 46 and a half years, I did 27 years. I didn't murder nobody. I did do something to go there, but it shouldn't have warranted my life because I didn't murder nobody. So therefore, why should I spend the rest of my life in jail through the grace and mercy of God, of course? And that's what I would tell Krystal that my mother used to always tell me. But anyway, through the grace and mercy of God, I got out of prison. But as I was saying, when I used to run the street, I used to get angry all the time. And my mom was a very spiritual person. She used to always say that I used to hate it. It was one of the corniest things I think I ever heard. I couldn't stand when she said it. She said, "Oh, said Kevin, there's a God, and He's a just God. Put it in His hands. It's gonna be okay." I thought that was so corny. I couldn't stand it. Now, guess who's saying them corny lines now to their children? There's a God, and He is a just God. So, yeah.
Yes.
It's I don't want to I don't know I don't want to let anybody off the hook that their lack of compassion or don't believe in second chance and all of that, because we got a whole president who has 34 felonies. He's done everything under the sun. Everything under the sun. Cheated people out of so much money before he was first president. Yeah.
But I mean, even when you get into George Bush Jr., he falsified the Iraq War. Millions of Iraqis was killed. Maybe even tens of thousands, who knows, of Americans was killed, hurt, maimed, ruined for the rest of their life, and knew it was a pretense. It was false when he was putting it up there to Congress. Yeah. But he's still walking around. So who? I mean, really?
Well, yeah. So I mean, they're nobody to judge. But yeah. So those are, like, we do our wars and stuff. Those are nation crimes, and we have to answer for those. But I guess what it feels like with Trump, he just was a horrible person before he ever got into politics. I mean, the amount of Black folks that he got to build his Trump towers, he'd have them do so much. All he had to do was put a sticker on there and say Trump and make it flash gold at night. That's all he had to do. He is not a successful business person. You know, there were so many laws. He settled out or blackmailed. We don't even go there. There were people of color that he never honored their contracts, like he never paid them, went out of business. He's a mess. He's a mess. But so they don't. So I just don't want to. I'm in agreement with. It's not about Trump. It never was about Trump. It was never about his morals. It's about ours.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
It wouldn't even be a Trump if it wasn't for our morals and our values, and that's everybody. You know, I tell people all the time, and I try not to be accusatory to our people. It's only the stiff necks that I will be accusatory with. If you're a stiff neck, then there's a certain, you know how Jesus was. Jesus will flip a table. I'm Jesus. I will flip a table, right? But you know, I don't care how we got where we are. Lack of knowledge, no education, so many different things, racism that ain't real. I mean, like, so many different things that got us where we are. I don't care how we got here. We can't stay here. We cannot stay here. So I'm not saying, oh, trying to beat people up. I'm just trying to say where we at right now. We need everybody. What we say all the time, all hands on deck. This is an all hands on deck moment. This is a think outside of yourself moment, because I think that's what happens. Unfortunately, and this is again due to slavery and things of that nature, post-traumatic slavery disorder, we think that our own selfish self is the most important thing. But that runs out. And you're going to find out you need community. And then what's going to happen? How about let's just come into community? I know we were taught to hate each other, but we are a people of love. Let's get back to the love. Because if we start with the love, just like Bishop said, and just like Reverend Tia said, that within itself is going to allow us to open our ears to even be able to get the knowledge. We're so close up to the, I mean, I have seen where we won't even listen to, I don't nobody want to hear all that. And we're so sometimes turned off. We got to get out of our head and we got to get in our hearts. We got to get humanity. We got to see each other as human, though. We looking for somebody else to see us as human. We got to see it. You know how many of us don't give a damn about Krystal? Like Krystal?
A lot.
Everything starts and ends with us. We can have what we say. We can have what we do. Stop damn praying all the time and get up and do something else. Faith without works is dead. If all you're going to do is pray for me, you can keep those prayers. If all you're going to do is pray for Krystal, you can keep those prayers. I'm telling you, they're bouncing off heaven because you're praying for the answer, but God is saying, you the answer.
Jesus went from town to town conveying the message. He didn't just sit there and wait for the people to come to him. Well, I'm just gonna sit here with y'all. Just y'all go out there and tell them I'm over here, and I'm just gonna sit here and chill out.
That's a whole other show. Part 2 coming soon.
He did. He was always gone somewhere.
Yeah.
He was always gone. We
go ye into the hedges and highways and compel them to come. Not come to your funky tail. Come into the knowledge and the existence of who they are and who they are, so that they can exercise that strength and build God's kingdom in this earth.
That's right.
We too busy building the kingdom of man, and that's why we get back to love. We got to get back to God, but God is love. We got to connect those dots.
Right, and that's the highest frequency there is, and when you're in that space, you're gonna attract good. You're gonna attract those things that you want, but you got to get in that space, and you got to care. You got to care about you. So you can be able to care about somebody else. If you don't care about your own self, we can't even count on you to make a call for Krystal, send an email, put a hashtag. You know, Krystal been fighting this. You know how hard that she's been saying this for 15 years? That's why she can't even talk a sentence without crying. Because she's been holding this so long. And people have come that said it was going to help her and leave her, and she got to start all over again. It's just, and Krystal is not the only one. Let's say that. Krystal is not the only one. But Krystal is the face of what we are not seeing, or what we're pretending that we're not seeing in these prisons.
Amen.
Yeah. Trisha knows him. I have a friend, Mr. Ashworth. He's up in age down in Tennessee. He said yesterday, I'm so sick of people talking about what this one and that one is doing for 100 days. What you gonna do for the next 100 days? He said, that's what we all need to ask ourselves and everybody else. keep accountable. What's your next 100 days gonna look like? What are we doing?
Who cares about Trump 100 days?
Yeah, or any of these 100 days, really.
Right.
It's because everybody got to have 100 days accountability.
Right.
All of us. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Well, we need all hands on deck. We need, Trisha said, one band, one sound. We need you to get on the email, get on that phone. We need you. We're calling you to action. You have the power to save a life. Contact Governor Whitmore's office and ask her what is holding up the medical clemency for Krystal.
Yeah.
You can email her. You can mail her a letter. You could call. I don't have the number up here, but there is a number that you can call to ask the governor. She has the power to end this.
But it's all women, right? It's Heidi Washington, it's Governor Whitmer, it's Dana Nessel, and Kim Worthy. All could do something.
All could do something. Yes, Kim Worthy could reduce her sentence.
Sure could. Sure could.
So again, we're asking you, help us save Krystal.
And I thought Dana Nessel loved women. Why is she at the women's prison trying to help? I'm sorry.
Anything for a vote. Shaking hands.
Yeah, I'd like for them to have a meeting at the prison and eat the food.
Right, and drink the water.
That's it, right? That's what we should
do. Even with the paint, you can still smell the mold.
Yeah.
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 That's what we should do. Lunch with the governor at the Women's Huron Valley Prison.
Yeah.
Special menu. And make her ass eat and drink what she's making everybody else.
Drink some of that molded water.
Don't leave Heidi out.
Don't leave her out.
Don't leave Heidi out. Let's make Heidi eat along with them.
Yep.
Hey,
all the delicacies.
I think that I can't see. Is that Krystal's family saying greetings, fam? Storming out
no,
here?
that's
I can't see.
That's not the Clay.
Oh, that's not. Oh, okay. Hi.
All the way down in South Carolina. We praying for you with all those storms.
Oh, that's what's going on down there? Yes, we are praying for you.
Yeah.
So, you guys, it's time for us to wrap up. Kevin, do you have anything that you want to leave us with?
I love you all. I miss you all. If you're having to get together in Detroit, let me know. I try to drag Sherry down there with me.
Yes, Dr. Sherry.
Yes.
Good to meet you.
Yeah, same here. Thank you. But
and you got to come and hang out with us on Fridays.
Call me sometime. I can do it. If I'm not busy, I can do it. That's not a problem. It's never a problem. But I appreciate y'all. I love the show. Krystal, my heart go out to you. My prayers go out to you. I'm advocating for you and stuff. Oh, I apologize, J-Love. I'm gonna send you the address to the Devil Boys in Pimpton. Maybe Judge Gleason, somebody be able to. You can write them, and we'll kick it. I'll see you that information. Get something done because this is. I just can't believe I'm living in America right now. I mean, and what's happening is happening. It's like it's unbelievable. It's like, but we're gonna keep on fighting, and we're gonna stay strong, and God willing, we're gonna see this through. We're gonna see this through. But I appreciate being on the show, and God bless you all too.
Thank you.
Bless you too.
Bless you.
So before we go, Kevin, you can come in town for this, the Juneteenth. Go ahead, Trisha.
You know what? I didn't even feel right talking about this tonight, but you know what? we can highlight something that is pertaining to Krystal and the women on this weekend too. But Juneteenth, Ypsilanti's 5th annual, you heard it right, 5th annual Juneteenth celebration is locked and loaded and ready to go. Saturday, June 21st from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. We got the headliner herself, the queen. The queen, Lady Sunshine and the X-Band. I'm telling you, it's going to be amazing on Saturday. The youth are going to take over the stage in the beginning from 11 to 12:30 p.m. And then we're going to roll right into the opening ceremony at 1 p.m. So I'm telling you, don't want to miss Saturday, but you also definitely don't want to miss Sunday. Sunday, we are locked and loaded. We're going to have the biggest, the baddest, the blackest, the most ethnic, amazing celebration Gospel Sunday that we have ever had at Juneteenth with Grammy Award winning gospel artist Fred Hammond, Joy Bam Travis, Kamora Lynn, Kamara Lynn. We have some local, as a matter of fact, Berea Church, their youth dancers are going to be out with us. We're going to have some local pastors that are going to be speaking on that morning. I mean, it's going to be a day of worship. Look, you don't want to miss this celebration. But what I say for last and not least, I mean, you'll receive this location, but on Friday, June the 20th. Stay tuned for details about the Freedom Rally. You don't have any information right now, but stay tuned for information on the Freedom Rally. We are going to uplift the women of Women's Huron Valley Prison and include them in this celebration weekend as well. So, man, it's going to be an amazing weekend. The only thing we need for this weekend to make it complete is you. Oh, I forgot this. During this celebration, we are also going to have a wrongful conviction tribute. We're going to have a wrongful conviction tribute, and we are going to actually be featuring and playing the song of our brother, Larry Darnell Smith Jr. And so, you know, hopefully we can have some exonerees out, but we just want to highlight and let people know that it's time to free the innocent. It's time to free the over sentence, and it's time to free Israel.
That's right.
Ypsilanti, this is your man, Uncle Fred. Fred Hammond is in the building. Listen, I'm on the way. I'm coming. That's right. We on the way. Juneteenth weekend. We showing up. We're going to show on out. So come on out and hang out with your mans and them and many other people that's going to be there. And we just going to have an amazing time. Looking forward to coming back to the crib. That's right, because you know y'all were just up the road. I used to hang out in Ypsilanti a little bit here and there. And, you know, but listen, I look forward to seeing you all. Let's have a great time. Peace.
Settle your confusion. I'm not mad at you. I'm not mad at you.
Yeah, so, and that song is that Trisha's talking about for the exonerees is our theme music. And I'm about to play it in a minute. So, I want thank you for showing up tonight, Kevin and Revertia and Leslie and Jay. This conversation is necessary, you know. We have to help. We have to, you know. What's that song? We need each other to survive.
Yeah,
we do.
Yeah.
We really do. So, yeah. So we'll see you guys next Friday. Turning the moment into a movement. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Just a light of mine. I'm gonna let it shine. I'm gonna let it shine. Just a light of mine. Just a light of mine. I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. I'm gonna let it shine. Oh Lord, just let it shine. This light of mine, this light of mine. Oh Lord. Would you please just let it shine? Take the drama out of my life. Oh Lord, every night the pain ain't right. I wake up at night, I never sleep. 26, 10, and 7, that's just me. Every day I need a little seed. I need a little fresh air, man, I need to breathe. All I know is trauma, all I know is tickets. All I know is no visit, all I know is a mission to get straight up out of prison. Lord have mercy for it. Lord have mercy on my people. Preacher Mary Washington and all my real. Lord have mercy with my people. I pray to God, we really need you. When I was down bad, when things weren't going right, every time I prayed at night, I put my hands up in my face. I said, Lord have mercy, little light of mine. Lord God, please let it shine. It's the drama that I live in my life. I swear to God, I was a bad guy every night. 10 toes down, salute. Everybody suffering, everybody who trying to make a way. Everybody looking for the sky, everybody looking for that piece of pie. In a law library, I know what that feel like. Hoping that somebody get active and involved in your situation. Man, pop your collar and pray. Cause Lord have mercy on my soul. And make bad guy father get out soon. And the rest of those brothers who be mobbing to child each morning. Oh man, I ain't going to this afternoon. Man, I'ma miss dinner today. I got a couple noodles. You know what that feel like? Do you know what it is? And if you a victim of a wrongful conviction, suffered and served by Ken Worthy, then I know that you know what that pain feel like. And your mama know what that pain feel like. Your father know what that pain feel like. With that light, let that little shine. Let that light shine, a little light of mine. Bad guy, Doughboy Week, all these great people in this great world of ours. 10 toes down, salute. I appreciate you, bad guy. I appreciate you, Week. I appreciate the tech. I appreciate everybody in the studio. We gonna pop off that LV. Ooh-wee. Cause that's what they be liking to see. But I hope you hear the missing when you see me fresh. Salute.